The Mass Effect trilogy stands as one of the most iconic and influential sci-fi RPG series in gaming history. Developed by BioWare and first released in 2007, the trilogy left a lasting impression on players through its storytelling, compelling characters, and richly detailed universe. The series has been praised for its ambitious world-building, intricate moral choices, and the sheer sense of player agency. Integral to its cinematic presentation and branching narratives, there's another element that plays an important role in immersing players in the Mass Effect universe: the sound design. From the peaceful hum on board the Normandy to the eerie and terrifying wails of the Reapers, sound is a huge part of the Mass Effect experience. Over the course of the trilogy, the team evolved, including key figures like Mike Kent, Rob Blake, and many others, crafting an auditory landscape that brings the galaxy to life. With the future of Mass Effect still unfolding, BioWare has confirmed there's a new entry in development. I thought now would be a great time to revisit and reflect on how the series has used sound to create such a great world to play in. We'll be exploring environmental audio, voice work, and how it shapes the character development, how weapons and technology are given life through expertly crafted audio cues, and the emotional impact sound carries alongside the storytelling of the trilogy. So with that in mind, let's dive in to the sound of Mass Effect. Every location you visit in Mass Effect is carefully layered with ambient audio to create a sense of place and to bring the world to life. They all have their own identity to complement the visual storytelling. The Citadel hums with a controlled, sterile atmosphere, quiet chatter, distant announcements, and the faint hum of mass transit. It's clean, structured, and very futuristic. Omega, by contrast, is chaotic and industrial. Metallic groans of shifting structures, deep reverberations from machinery, and overlapping voices give it a grittier, more lawless feel. Where the Citadel is polished, Omega is unpredictable. Space itself plays a role in how these environments feel. Open areas like the Presidium are filled with wide, airy reverberation. Sound travels, creating a sense of scale, and conversations feel natural, blending into the distance as you walk around. In tighter spaces like the Normandy's corridors, sound behaves differently. Reverb is shorter, high frequencies are dampened, and everything feels contained, reinforcing the ship's compact, metallic environment. Beyond the stations and ships, planetary soundscapes play with familiarity and the unknown. Earth-like worlds use natural, recognizable sounds, wind, rustling trees, and distant wildlife, to create the immersion. But more alien environments distort those expectations. Strange, synthetic drones replace organic noise, making these worlds feel eerie, mysterious, and otherworldly. Few sounds in Mass Effect are as instantly unsettling as the Reapers.
Some Reaper vocal stuff, like as if they're like talking to each other while they're kind of destroying planets, I guess.
It's become an iconic sound for video game audio. Their deep, distorted tones aren't just noise, they're a presence. A low-frequency hum layered with metallic reverberations and unnatural vocalizations make them feel massive, unknowable, and inevitable. These sounds don't just establish the scale, they create fear in a tense atmosphere for players, announcing their arrival. When you hear this noise, you know you're in danger. Saying that, when in Mass Effect 3 and you're traversing the galaxy map, they can become annoying, somewhat taking away from the impact of the design itself.
Faster than light jump successful.
But Mass Effect isn't always quiet dread. Sound shifts dramatically depending on the story's tone. In Afterlife, heavy bass from the club's music and overlapping voices of the patrons and the dancers immerse you in the club's energy, both reinforcing its status as a hub of excess and power, but also as a safe space in between all of the galaxy-saving and near-death experiences. Then there are moments of silence. Abandoned colonies, ghostly remnants of what once was. The absence of sound becomes its own form of storytelling, making the emptiness feel oppressive, as if the world itself is holding its breath. Mass Effect's alien species are distinct and varied, each with their own individual vocal styles. Krogan voices are deep, gravelly, and guttural, reinforcing their sheer size and brute force nature. Every word feels weighted, as if spoken from a place of survival and aggression.
We fought a great battle, Shepard. And when you blew up the base instead of handing it to Cerberus...
Solarian speech, in contrast, is fast and clipped. Words flow rapidly with little pause. Their high-energy, almost analytical delivery matches their intelligence and quick thinking.
Promising geneticist himself. Just turned 16, got tenure at university. Following in my footsteps. Had to lie about what I was doing. Think he was suspicious.
Then there's the Hanar. Their voices are slow, fluid, and almost hypnotic, as if each word is carefully curated. The result is a species that feels calm, deliberate, almost otherworldly, and a bit weird.
You have got to be kidding me.
Therefore, as a faithful servant of the Enkindlers, we too must serve the Reapers.
You big, stupid jellyfish.
Synthetics like Geth and Edie are treated differently. Their voices are processed, filtered through metallic reverb, subtly altered in pitch to separate them from organic characters. They sound precise, efficient, but just unnatural enough to remind us that they aren't human.
Program updates. Logs of thought process.
Legion is attempting to access the ship's FTL comm system. Shall I allow it through my firewalls?
Go ahead, Edie.
Even Shepard's voice changes the experience. Jennifer Hale's renegade Shepard is sharper, more aggressive, each line carrying an edge of authority.
Try that again and I won't be so patient.
What the hell were you thinking? Are you trying to undermine this entire operation?
Mark Mear's performance, however, for the male version of Shepard, leans into calm control, making his Paragon Shepard feel more composed and diplomatic.
Hey, stay with me. This won't cure the plague, but it might help a bit.
You help me. Why?
It's what I do. I don't know if I can find a cure for this plague, but I'm gonna try.
Your words sound sincere.
With all these elements refined and combined with the storytelling, the voice design in Mass Effect isn't just about communication, it's about identity. Mass Effect combat doesn't just look good, it sounds great. Every weapon has a distinct audio signature. Mass accelerator rifles have a sharp sci-fi pop, emphasizing their high-speed kinetic rounds. Shotguns, in contrast, hit with a deep, bass-heavy blast, reinforcing their raw stopping power. But weapons aren't just guns in this game. Biotics and tech introduce their own sonic language. Warp and singularity crackle with high-pitched distortion, their sounds bending and shifting like the very fabric of space. The energy feels unstable and unpredictable. Then there are the sounds of survival. Shields give off a distinct pulse when activated, flicker when damaged, and burst with a sharp crack when they fail. Armor hits, on the other hand, have weight. A metallic thud, a hard impact that tells you exactly how much danger you're in. What makes Mass Effect's combat truly immersive is how these sounds are balanced. Despite the chaos of battle, gunfire, explosions, shouting, biotic blasts, each audio layer remains distinct. Key sounds like shield breaks and enemy gunfire cut through the mix, ensuring the player always knows what's happening and where. The result is combat that feels intense, without ever becoming overwhelming. Even space itself has a voice. Mass relay jumps come with a deep, resonant whoosh, selling the sheer force of interstellar travel. But when the game leans into realism, like the vacuum of space, silence takes over, reinforcing the eerie isolation of the void. Mass Effect's combat audio isn't just sound designed to match the visuals, it's a feedback and an immersion and drama all at once.
Come on, Joker! We have to get out of here.
Mass Effect's sound design isn't just about making the world feel real, it's about making it feel alive. Every detail, from the hum of the Citadel to the roar of a Reaper, works together to create an experience that's both immersive and emotional. The way environments shift, voices define identity, and combat remains crisp and clear. It all speaks to the care and craftsmanship of the audio team. The team behind Mass Effect's audio, its designers, engineers, and voice actors, built a soundscape that is unforgettable. Every sound serves a purpose, reinforcing the world, the story, and the choices you make that define it. And yet we've barely scratched the surface. There's so much more to explore. There's just too much to cover in this summary. In the end, Mass Effect sound design isn't just about atmosphere. It's about function. It guides exploration, enhances storytelling, and delivers critical feedback in combat. Every element from ambient noise to voice processing is carefully crafted to serve both immersion and gameplay. And that level of detail is what makes it so effective. When you combine all of this with its world building, narrative depth, and player choices, it's no wonder the Mass Effect trilogy remains one of the greatest gaming experiences ever made.